Hello, and thank you for joining us for today's broadcast. This broadcast is a product of Shrine Media, LLC. Unauthorized use, sale, or redistribution of this media in any form is strictly prohibited without the express written consent of Shrine Media. Radio and television mediums are encouraged to reach out. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the game.
We enter game 2 of today. We already have seen the first elimination game. We will now see our second elimination game. Number 9 seeded Columbia College, number 2 seeded Bryan College. Bryan College took the loss yesterday to Brunel, 8-3. And then Columbia College won over Truett McConnell. That was an 8-6 win after a rally. We will now see who will advance and whose season will end. I'm Deshaun Bullock here with Jeff Campbell. Jeff, we have seen some action in these last 2 days, and then this morning with the CIU and Montreat game. What can we expect in this Bryan and Columbia game?
Well, I think Columbia, lost their opening round game to Columbia International, had a great bounce-back win yesterday over Truett McConnell, 8-6, eliminated Truett McConnell, and it was almost like two different teams, daylight and dark. They were playing yesterday with so much confidence, so much poise, and held on to get that win. Bryan, didn't play on Monday, lost to Brunel last night, and I'm anxious to see if if Bryan can sort of flip the script like Columbia did and have a fantastic matchup here in game number 2 today.
First pitch called strike. You'll see we'll see Wolf, who will be leading off. Ashlyn Wolf yesterday went 1 for 4, had a run scored in the game against True McConnell. In the circle for Bryan College, you'll see Holgrove, who made an appearance yesterday. Denver Holgrove, 2.5 innings pitched, 6 hits given up, 3 runs, 1 earned. Struck out a batter. Today, Bryan College will be wearing the yellows, Columbia College in the black and purple.
Another 2 good-looking sets of uniforms out there. 2 great teams. This is an elimination game. And you know, we mentioned a little bit in the Bryan broadcast last night, not playing on Monday, a little bit rusty. And Wolf flies out to left field for out number 1.
Did see that. We saw some fielding errors. We also saw just not being able to respond to that momentum that they had. And today's going to be a different situation where they're going to have to adjust, understand that Columbia College is coming in hungry. They want to continue this run that they are on as a team that was able to avoid elimination against Truett McConnell, eliminating the number 3 seed as a number 9.
A chance to send home the number 3 seed yesterday and a chance to send home the number 2 seed today. And if the Koalas can pull that off, what a shot.
Schaefer grounding that, getting it right to first. That will be a easy 5-3 put out. Routine play. 2 outs on the board.
Schaefer over third, playing that hot corner. 1 hop fielded cleanly, thrown across the diamond to retire Maggie Hens.
Now that is going to be popped right past Schaefer. So Crawley gets a 2-out single.
Yeah, good piece of hitting from Crawley. She was 1 for 3 yesterday. Starting off today like she finished off yesterday. Nice hard line drive out into left field.
So now with Crawley on first, you go back. Holgrove. That is going to be a put out in center field. And that's going to end off this inning. So only after giving up 1 hit, we're going to see if Bryan College can definitely get their offense going, or will Columbia College be able to slow down Bryan and make them have to adjust going through this game? We will find out after this quick break here with Southeast Sports Network in Kingsport, Tennessee. Bottom first inning, we will see Savannah Beard, who's going to be leading off 1 for 3 on the day yesterday. Bryan College finished with 8 hits in the game. In the circle, you'll see Kinsley Gelling, who did make an appearance.
Center fielder, number 10, Savannah Beard.
A great matchup between these 2 teams right here. You know, all of these elimination games that we've seen this week so far, Deshaun, have, you know, started off, you know, rather slowly offensively. And seems like somebody gets a run or 2 across, and then they just keep piling them on.
And correction, that is actually Allie Boyd who is in the circle. She did start off as a DP. Gelling moved to the DP in that flex position. So Boyd, first pitch called strike. Boyd been a great hitter this week, now in the circle.
you said, Savannah Beard 1 for 3 yesterday, starting in center field for the Lions, and a lot of speed. Bats from that left side trying to punch one through the infield to get the offense started here in the bottom of the first inning.
1-1 count. Boyd now take this next pitch. Swing and a miss. That brings us to a 1-2 count.
Pretty change up from Boyd right there. Beard way out in front of that one.
So now we will see Boyd with a 1-2 count take this next pitch. That went a bit high.
Work the count, 2-2. Hitters count.
It's now Beard. That one will be a great diving catch, but that is going to get Beard safely. That one did kind of hit the ground a little bit.
Yeah, that was a great hustle by by Cheek out in right field to make the diving attempt. Couldn't really catch it, sort of trapped it, and we'll put Savannah Beard safely on first.
The right fielder, number 1, Addison Bunty.
First hit for Bryan. Now Bunty had that beautiful triple yesterday.
Yeah, 2 RBIs on the day for the right fielder from Bryan.
1 for 4 yesterday.
What happened?
Try to get down the sack bunt to move Beard over to second. Fouls it off.
We'll have a quick time on the field to see what the discussion will be.
What's happening here? Lightning strike? Uh-oh.
Might have been a lightning strike, which means
It's going to be a little bit of a delay. There are some storms expected to pass through the area.
seeing teams clear the field, umpires getting the teams both off the field. So we'll see exactly what the official call will be.
And that's minimum 30 minutes. So, these teams, it's unfortunate, nothing you can do about it. But obviously we're going to take the safety of the players and fans into, the primary concern. But you have both these teams getting loose, and now you got this 30-minute delay. You got to find a way to stay loose, stay active, and be ready for action as we are just now moving to the bottom of the first. Nobody out, so.
So do I need to tell fans to leave the vicinity?
Waiting on official word from the umpire crew.
Once again, the folks here at Brickyard Park and folks with the AAC doing a great job putting fans and player safety. We started off earlier today. Beautiful day. Sun was out. A little bit windy at times, but a little bit of cloud cover. They are expecting some weather in the area today.
Like Gate City, which is 7.4 miles, it says. Yeah, that's what I have. That's what flashes are, and that's the miles. Yeah.
Look like we're seeing the umpiring crew come out this way and seeing teams kind of clear out.
17 is when it started.
Yeah, just taking a peek at the radar. Definitely.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are under a lightning delay.
So we did get official word that we are under a lightning delay, which means minimum of 30 minutes. So we will come off of air and we will come back after the lightning delay to give any kind of updates here on Southeast Sports Network.
favorite Southeast teams in action, we've got you covered. Stream live games and highlights on YouTube, Twitch, Amazon Fire TV, Stream TV, and more. For all the details, visit our How to Watch page at sesnsports.com. It's your one-stop guide to catching every play, every time, wherever you are. The Southeast Sports Network, bringing the game to you anytime, anywhere. Catch the most thrilling moments from your favorite local teams, only on the Southeast Sports Network. From jaw-dropping touchdowns to game-winning goals, we bring you all the highlights that make the Southeast the heart of sports. Don't miss out. Tune in anytime, anywhere, and relive the action like never before. The action lives on our YouTube channel, but you can watch highlights many different ways by visiting our website. The Southeast Sports Network, where every play matters.
The story of the United States has been written for centuries. Penned by millions of authors, written in every language, from every perspective. With every chapter as unique as our people and our land. Our story is one made up of many. Find yours in the USA.
The rhythmic sound of more than 500 cascading waterfalls. The endless echo of more than 10,000 caves. The serene silence of 1,000 miles of wilderness trails. The next time someone tells you to get lost, consider it an opportunity. Your vacation is now playing in Tennessee.
At the Salvation Army, a shelter isn't just a place to rest. It's a chance to shed layers, let loose, and finally let it go. With your gift, a warm bed is just the beginning. It's the first night of a new day. When our homeless neighbors feel safe enough to close their eyes, they can see the way forward.
A truck is a tool, but a Ram is life. Yeah, it's the wipe the sweat off your brow sort of life. But it's also the let's load up the ATV's life. The my kids play way too many sports life. The let's find a secret spot to fish life. That looks nice. Innovations, comforts, and powertrains built to power all the lives you live. Ram.
The Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire Tablet with just a few clicks.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
The Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
A truck is a tool, but a ram is life. Yeah, it's the wipe the sweat off your brow sort of life. But it's also the let's load up the ATV's life. The my kids play way too many sports life. The let's find a secret spot to fish life. That looks nice. Innovations, comforts, and powertrains built to power all the lives you live. Ram.
At the Salvation Army, a shelter isn't just a place to rest. It's a chance to shed layers, let loose, and finally let it go. With your gift, a warm bed is just the beginning. It's the first night of a new day. When our homeless neighbors feel safe enough to close their eyes, they can see the way forward.
The rhythmic sound of more than 500 cascading waterfalls. The endless echo of more than 10,000 caves. The serene silence of 1,000 miles of wilderness trails. The next time someone tells you to get lost, consider it an opportunity. Your vacation is now playing in Tennessee.
Want to watch your favorite Southeast teams in action? We've got you covered. Stream live games and highlights on YouTube, Twitch, Amazon Fire TV, Stream TV, and more. For all the details, visit our How to Watch page at SESNsports.com. It's your one-stop guide to catching every play, every time, wherever you are. The Southeast Sports Network, bringing the game to you anytime, anywhere. Catch the most thrilling moments from your favorite local teams, only on the Southeast Sports Network. From jaw-dropping touchdowns to game-winning goals, we bring you all the highlights that make the Southeast the heart of sports. Don't miss out. Tune in anytime, anywhere, and relive the action like never before. The action lives on our YouTube channel, but you can watch highlights many different ways by visiting our website. The Southeast Sports Network, where every play matters.
The story of the United States has been written for centuries. Penned by millions of authors, written in every language, from every perspective. With every chapter as unique as our people and our land. Our story is one made up of many. Find yours in the USA.
At last, we are back after a lightning delay, well, multiple lightning delays. Bottom of the first action, Addison Bunty is up to bat. It was 0-1 count. We resume. As Savannah Beard did get that single to right field, she is on first. Jeff, welcome back.
Welcome back. It's lightning delay and some weather in the area. Our first of today may not be our last. We shall see, but the folks here with the Appalachian Athletic Conference and Visit Kingsport doing a great job making sure everyone's safe with lightning detected in the area. So good to be back to play.
As we are, that was hitting foul territory, 0-2 count. Now Boyd will look to take this next pitch. That'll be a high ball, 1-2 count.
Bunty batting from that left side, a lot of speed in the top of this lineup for Bryan College. Beard already safely aboard at first.
As that is also hitting the foul territory. Reminder, result of this game, with this being game 10, the winner will advance to the 1 o'clock game tomorrow. They will play the loser of Tennessee Westland and Bernal.
The loser of this game, unfortunately, is eliminated.
Absolutely. Columbia College lost first game against CIU, then came back in an elimination game and won against True McConnell. Bunty makes it to first base safely.
Well placed. Little slap hit perfectly between the pitcher and the first baseman. No chance to throw out Bunty. Elite speed for the right fielder from Bryan College.
2 hits on board for Bryan. Beard on second, Bunty at first. Now Callie Green up to bat. Well placed. As she is going to be out. Advances 2 runners over.
Sacrifice bunt from Green. Ball hit right in front of the plate and died. With her speed, I think if it would have rolled another 12, 14 inches, she probably beats that out. But gets the job done, advances the runners to second and third with 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning.
It's now Boyd. Low in the dirt. Beard decides to stay at third, and instead of advancing home, would have been a very close call.
Yeah, she's sort of second guessing herself now, and it was a tough read for a runner on third to see. She had to look through the batter, the catcher, and the umpire to see where the ball went. And aired on the side of caution. Presley trying to get her home. Aubrey Presley at the plate, the catcher for Bryan, batting in the 4 spot.
It's now Presley. That will be fielded. Run does score. A little bit of bobble at shortstop.
Yeah, that was a great play. That shortstop by Ashlyn Wolf. Hard hit ball, had a backhanded, a slight bobble. Fired that ball across the diamond to retire Presley. Beard scores. Bunty advances to third on the fielder's choice.
That pitch a bit high. That will be called for a ball. 2 outs on the board. As now Holgrove gets that right into center field. Another run scored. RBI single.
Holgrove helping her own cause. She's the pitcher for Bryan. RBI single puts another run across the plate. And the Lions lead this one in the bottom of the first 2-0.
So 2-0 is your score. That pitch on the outside, called strike. It's Brooklyn Malone up the bat. yesterday went 1 for 3 in the game against Bernal. Bryan College jumping ahead after this delay.
Yeah, and talking to some of the umpires during the delay, they were commenting just how well it started. There was a nice pace to it, a good flow, and then have to sit around for about 45 minutes or so. But we're back to action now. We appreciate you folks sticking with us here on the Southeast Sports Network.
And so now Boyd will toss that to first. That will be the final out of the inning. Bryan does add 2 runs at the bottom. We will go at the top of the first as we will see Columbia College now make an appearance back at bat, get some offense going. We'll be right back here with Southeast Sports Network here in Kingsport, Tennessee. Top of the second action, Columbia College will have third baseman Elena Seymour, who will be leading off. Elena Seymour yesterday in the game. She was 1 for 2, 2 runs scored. Was walked once in the game against Trill McConnell. Hogriff takes the pitch. That a bit far inside from the strike zone. That will be called a ball.
Good eye by Seymour. Seeing a pitch from Hogriff.
That pitch on the outside. Makes it a 2-0 count. Now she'll take this pitch. She did go. That will go as a strike. 2-1 count.
Another nice pitch from Hogriff. Just delivered that ball with a lot of speed and a lot of movement early on in this one.
She'll take this pitch. Seymour looking to try to make her way to first. That is fielded cleanly. 4-3 put out first out of this inning.
Nice play from Carpenter over at second base for Bryan. The range a little bit to her right.
Catcher number 9, Reagan Kelly.
Delivered a nice throw to retire Seymour for out number 1.
Reagan Kelly's now up to bat. That first pitch called strike. Reagan Kelly yesterday, 2 for 3, 1 run scored. Key contributor into that game yesterday, helping the Koalas advance over the Bears.
Yeah, real impressed with Columbia yesterday. Just hit after hit after hit.
As that is popped right into first. Second out. Columbia College trying to get some offense going. Bryan College now forcing 2 outs. Madison Cheeks now will make her way up the bat. Madison Cheek.
Denver Hogan just really working in that circle. She's pitching quickly. She's found a nice pace, nice rhythm. 2 batters face, set 2 of them down here in the top of the second.
That pitch was high for a 1-0 count. Denver Hogriff. Inside pitch called strike. 1-1 count.
Nice location right underneath the hands of Cheek.
She'll take that next pitch.
Whew. Pretty change up right there.
Beautiful change up. Force her to swing early.
That's what that change up does. It can make you look silly.
Outside pitch. A little bit outside that zone, 2-2 count.
A lot of folks from Bryan wanting that called strike 3.
Yeah. As now that is going to be popped right at the short. That'll be the third out, three up, three down.
No runs, no hits.
What can we see from Columbia defensively, and how can Bryan try to move that lead going into the bottom of the inning?
Well, Bryan really, got that first inning started off a couple singles, a sack bunt, and then 2 RBI singles back-to-back from Presley and Holgroff. And they're striking the ball really well today. Columbia, Boyd in the circle, she's a fantastic pitcher. She's got to, keep it out off the center of the plate, and got a good defense behind her. You got to trust the defense, not let Bryan add to this 2-run total.
All right, we'll take a quick break here with Southeast Sports Network at AAC Softball Championships in Kingsport. Bottom of the second inning action. Maddie Lee will now be leading off. Maddie Lee, she was a little bit of everywhere yesterday. Was in the infield, ended up having to move into the circle. Was at the shortstop position. 0 for 3 at bat, and then she did get 1 inning of work. Gave up 3 hits.
That's what a lot of high school players need to realize. You see how versatile Maddie Lee is to this Bryan College Lions softball team. You can play multiple positions. If you can hit and you've got some speed, you're going to be a hot commodity at the collegiate level. And so many times high school kids, they just want to play one position. And you gotta branch out, be more dynamic, willing to do what the team needs you to do.
Boyd will now take this next pitch. Finds that zone. 1-2 count. So 1-2 count. Boyd now takes the pitch. Maddie Lee hits down the foul territory.
Good at bat by Lee. Just didn't like that pitch. Just fouled it off. She'll see another one from Allie Boyd.
She'll take this next pitch. It's now Maddie Lee. Great contact that goes back in the foul territory.
Yeah, that one's just curving away into foul territory. Deshaun, that initially came off her bat. I thought it had a chance to stay fair.
1-2 count. Boyd. She'll go for this next pitch. That will be grounded. She is able to tag her. Great throw from Seymour to Crawley.
Yeah, good job by Crawley. She had to climb the stairs to reel that one in. Able to get down, get her foot on the bag for out number 1 here in the bottom of the second.
Brianna Bumgarner went 0 for 3 yesterday. Pitch on the outside, we called for a ball.
Bumgarner, the designated player for Bryan. Where's number 99?
That one swung on and missed. 1-1 count. One out on the board after that 5-3 put out. Boyd looking to try to retire a batter here.
I think that's important. You asked Deshaun what Columbia needed to do. They got to keep the leadoff hitters for Bryan off the base. We saw what happened in the first inning. Leadoff hitter Beard gets aboard, Bunty gets aboard, and then they both come around to score.
we've seen for Columbia College what's helped them. They're at their best in the circle when they can control the game.
Oh, yeah. You just, you hit your spots, trust your defense, work to get those outs one at a time.
Next pitch.
Ball was hammered foul. Baumgartner liked what she saw, just a little out in front of it. Fouls it off the fence on the third base side. Payoff pitch coming to Baumgartner.
Full count. She'll take this pitch. That one high. Now, batter walked to first. Went out on the board still. Schaefer will now make her way to the plate.
Savannah Schaefer, the third baseman. She had a fine day at the plate yesterday for Bryan. Looking to keep that hot back going.
2 for 2. 2 runs scored. Very impactful day.
Gosh, another laser foul. Then Schaefer, batting in that 9 hole, hits the ball well. Like you said, Deshaun, a couple hits yesterday, but more importantly here, she can get on. It's going to turn that lineup back to the top. With Beard due up next.
That ball on the dirt. That will be called for a ball. 1-1 count.
Great stop by Reagan Kelly behind the plate for Columbia, keeping that one off the backstop.
Now Boyd has had a solid inning so far. Looking to take this next pitch. That one almost got away from the catcher there.
Yeah, another great stop. Like you said yesterday, got down on those shin guards, used the chest protector, blocked it up, and if she doesn't do that, that textbook, what the way catchers, it's the way they're taught to do it. If she doesn't execute that, it's off the backstop, and the runner, Brianna Baumgartner, will be standing on second.
Having a quick stoppage of play. Pitching coach coming out to try to calm her pitcher down. 2-1 count, went on the board, just understanding the situation.
It's a hard situation for these pitchers. The lightning delay probably affects them more than anyone else because they're warm, they're loose, the game started, and then they go sit for 40 minutes on the bus, and hard to, get that loose again. And
yeah.
Looked like she was talking to Boyd about that one's put into play to center field. Like she was talking to Boyd about her hips, getting her hips through, create the arm space for a pitching arm to deliver the pitch. And looks like she executed that one very well. Forces Schaefer to fly out to center field.
2 on the board. Back at the top. Beard at the plate. That call for a ball. So 1-0 count. Baumgartner at first. 2 outs on the board. Boyd will take this next pitch. As that is hit into right center. Baumgartner's going to make her way to third. Beard makes her way to second.
Yeah, it's a heady base running by Savannah Beard. She stopped, sort of paused, hesitated between first and second. She sees the throw go to third, which allows her to take second. And I think that Baumgartner was going to be safe at third either way. But the throw from the outfield to third base allows Beard to put herself in scoring position. Runners on second and third with 2 outs.
And that is singled up the middle. Mishandles. 2 runners will score at the plate. 4-0 lead for Bryan.
Just a nice little hit. It didn't even get past second base. And just to demonstrate to you the speed of Savannah Beard, she was on second. And that ball did not go past second base, 84 feet from home plate, and she scores. And really wasn't even close. She slid, but she didn't need to. We'll have a pitching change for the Koalas.
If I'm not mistaken, that will be Gelling, who was in that flex position. So Boyd will move to the DP. Kingsley Gelling made an appearance yesterday in the circle. Was the relief pitcher, and she got the win for Addison Warner. 3.5 innings of work, 2 hits, 1 batter walked. But at the end of the day, she held her own in the circle to slow down True McConnell. She would now make another appearance as the relief as Columbia is down by 4.
Yeah, she's going to stop the bleeding here. Both these runs being scored by Bryan with 2 outs on the board. And, started with a walk to Bumgardner. And then it's sort of, table setting for Beard and Bunty at the top of this lineup, and they have delivered. You get in this situation if you're Columbia down 4-0 early here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. You can ill afford. You got to slow Bryan down. You can ill afford base runners at this point.
Gelling now will take over in the circle. She'll be taking her first pitch. Pitch on outside, call for a ball.
Yeah, curveball just missed off the plate.
Through the last 2 innings, Bryan has added 2 runs to have this 4-0 lead, 1-0 count. Callie Green is up the bat. Had a sack bunt at her last go.
2 for 4 yesterday with an RBI. Just a fantastic hitter in a 3-hole for Bryan.
Gelling now takes that pitch. That is going to be flied out right into left field. Columbia will escape this inning. Can their offense get going and match the intensity? We will find out after this quick break here with Southeast Sports Network in Kingsport, Tennessee.
The Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks.
We now open up the inning. Top of the 3rd, Lana Hampson will get her first go at bat. Last inning for Columbia was 3 up, 3 down. Bryan made quick work. As now 1-3 put out. Lana Hampson's at bat will be retired very quickly.
Yeah, 1 pitch from Hogriff, 1 out. And when you have a 4-run lead, that's what you want if you're Bryan. Get these outs quickly, get back in the dugout, and put the bats in your hand.
Brooke Farrell now up to bat. Brooke Farrell, yesterday, 1 for 3. 2 RBIs, 1 run scored. First pitch was called a ball. Hogriff takes this next pitch. Great pitch down the middle, a little bit out of zone, 2-0 count.
Yeah, it's a little low. Appeared to be a drop ball.
She'll take this next pitch. Gets a little bit of contact on that. 2-1 count.
Watching Hogriff work in that circle. She's ready to pitch.
As now flied right into left field. 2 away.
That was a hard hit ball, but Brooklyn Malone patrolling her position out in left field. Hit it right at her. Easy catch for Malone. 2 down.
Ashlyn Wolf, 0 for 1 on the day. Her first goal was slide out to left field. That pitch a little bit outside. 1-0 count. She'll now take the next pitch. That is going to fly right into right field. Great catch. 3 up, 3 down. Columbia College starting to slow down a little bit. Bryan College, 5 hits so far compared to Columbia's 1 hit. We will see if Bryan could continue their offensive display or can Columbia slow them down here on Southeast Sports Network. Bottom of the third action, we make our way. Aubrey Presley will be leading off.
Leading off for Bryan, the catcher, number 30, Aubrey Presley.
0 for 1 on the day. Her last at bat, 6-3 put out.
Batters 4, 5, and 6 due up for Bryan here in the bottom of the third.
So now she'll take this pitch. Low outside. That will be called for a 1-0 count.
Gelling trying to work Presley low in the zone. Don't want to get anything over the plate she can get those arms extended on.
So now she'll get some contact right going into the outfield.
Well, she did. Her view was obstructed by that first base dugout, but a nice play out in right field by Madison Cheek to haul in the fly ball from Presley for out number 1.
Out number 1, pitcher Denver Hogarth now makes her way to the plate, singled into center. Her last at bat. Inside pitch called for a strike.
Yeah, Hogarth the pitcher, but she swings that bat very well on the 5 spot. Already 1 hit on the day.
She was also another player for Bryan that was in that infield, moved into the circle. She was, if I'm not mistaken, at the shortstop position.
Yeah,
or at second base. Second base, if I'm not mistaken, actually. But still, multiple players that you can move from the infield into the circle.
Yeah, once again, I just think it's a huge advantage when you can play multiple positions, especially pitch. And that's not an easy thing to do, but Denver Hogarth doing it and doing it very well.
Yeah. Hit right past an infield. That is her second hit of the day.
That's why you help your cause if you're a pitcher. 2 for 2 early on with an RBI. Great hit by Hogarth. 5-6 hole out to left field. That'll bring Brooklyn Malone to the plate.
So now Brooklyn Malone, 0 for 1 on the day. That pitch was called for a strike. Still one out on the board. Hogarth on first. Malone's last at bat was a 1-3 put out. That one smoked in the Columbia dugout.
Yeah, had people jumping back out of the way.
So now Gelling is going to look to make her next go. 0-2 count. A little bit low in the dirt. That brings it to a 1-2 count. Last call for a ball.
When you look at this Bryan offense, you know, they didn't play Monday, the number 2 seed. They had a bye. Lost to Burnell last night 8-3 in a game where they just, you know, had a hard time scoring runs. And it seems like they figured that out today. 4 runs already here through, not even through 3 innings. 2 1/3.
Another one hit in foul territory.
Runner on first, 1 out for Bryan.
As the clouds start moving away over that softball field.
Well, sunshine out there for now. Hope it stays that way.
Absolutely. That one hugs that left field line. With that, Hogriff is going to make her way to third. Malone. Great hit. That stayed. It's like it didn't even want to go into foul territory.
Yeah, just right inside the third base bag. A hard hit ball from Malone. Give her a stand-up double. That moves Hogriff over to third. Runners in scoring position for the Lions.
Still 1 out on the board. Great situation if you were Bryan College.
Yeah, now, you know, with just 1 out, runners on second and third, multiple ways that Bryan can push a few runs across right here.
Gelling should get ready for this next pitch. Right down the middle in that strike zone. 1-1 count.
You know, situations like this for Gelling, a strikeout would obviously be great, but anything in the infield, especially a fly ball, would certainly help her and her koala teammates out in this situation.
So the runner on second, runner on third, pitch inside, called for a ball. As now Gelling will take this next pitch. That one a bit low. Load the bases. You now have Lee on first, Malone on second, Hogriff on third.
Now batting the DP, 99,
Brianna Bumgardner coming to the plate.
Cleanup hitter now with a perfect opportunity. Her last at bat, she was walked.
Base is full of lines, nowhere to put her. Only 1 out.
That pitch a bit high, that will be called for a ball.
Now multiple ways for Columbia to try to get out of this. Infield scooted in, trying to cut down the runner at home in the form of Denver Hogriff.
She'll take this pitch. That one a bit low as well, 2-0 count. So another mound visit.
Yeah, and I don't think this one's as much to do with mechanics as it is, you know, situational softball. The base is loaded. Where are we going to go with the ball? You know, just touching base. You're already down 4-0 if you're Columbia, and you know, ideally if you can get out of this jam, you know, I think it'd be a huge boost to your offense coming back out. But it is a jam nonetheless.
Got multiple coaches on the field now. One of the coaches talking to the outfield. 2 in the circle. And so now that hit popped up to short.
And that's what you want if you are Columbia. A little lazy line drive to the shortstop. And now the Koalas just one out away from getting out of a jam.
This would be a perfect situation for them. Schaefer up to bat 0 for 1 on the day. Last at bat was flied out to center. As that is going to be popped right up to the infield, trying to communicate. She will come down with that. That is great communication by Maggie Hens coming down with that. Columbia College escapes this inning. 3 runners left on, 2 hits.
3 left on base.
What did you see from Columbia to get out of that inning?
Well, I made some high-quality pitches, and, dealing with 8-9 hitters, Bumgardner and Schaefer, you got 2 infield fly balls, and those are your friend when you have the bases loaded and only 1 out. And, for Bryan, they just couldn't get anything on the ground, anything through the gaps, and leave 3 runners stranded, Deshaun, and we'll have to see if that comes back to haunt them later on.
We'll go in the top of the 4th. Maggie Hens got that last out. She will lead off the next inning. We'll take a quick break here with Southeast Sports Network in Kingsport, Tennessee.
Leading off for Columbia, second baseman number 13, Maggie Hens.
Top of the 4th action. Maggie Hens now will lead off. Get some contact and hit it right past infield. All she needed was 1 pitch, and she is on first. Now 1 for 2 on the day.
Yeah, good job by Hens to take the outside pitch. He did hard the 5-6 hole out in the left field for a leadoff single, and Columbia trying to get back in this one, down 4-0, but they have a leadoff runner aboard with nobody out here in the top of the 4th inning.
Second hit of the day for Columbia. Crawley already 1 for 1 on the day. Was looking to advance Maggie Hens to second.
Yeah, she didn't show bunt early. I don't know that. I certainly was not expecting her to bunt, so tried the sneaky bunt down the first base line. Just went foul.
Now she'll take this pitch. That one is going to be popped to third. Schaefer gets that put out.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Columbia. Trying to sack bunt to get the runner to second and pop out to the third baseman. Nice play over at third by Schaefer to record that out. A good job by Hens to get back to first and not be doubled off.
And with that, now Holgrove takes this next pitch. That pitch is called for a strike on the inside. 3.5 innings of work, 31 total pitches. Has not had to walk a batter just yet.
Facing a very dangerous hitter in Allie Boyd.
Beautiful pitch with that changeup. Bit low on that too. Swing and a miss, 0-2 count.
Boyd 1 for 2 in their first game against Columbia International, 3 for 4 against Truett McConnell.
Had great contact on that. That was crowding that right field line. And so with that, Hens will make her way back to first. That was hitting foul territory, 0-2 count.
Yeah, Holgrove way ahead. Got to be careful here. Don't want to groove one to Allie Boyd.
As she will pop that into foul territory, hits right in the grass right behind.
Allie Boyd can be real selective here, way ahead in this count.
Outside pitch, called for a ball.
Good eye by Boyd.
As now she'll take that next pitch. Got some contact on that. That keeps at a 1-2 count.
Yeah, barely got a piece of that one. Fouled it off.
She'll take the next pitch. That is going to be grounded. She'll dive for it. Boyd makes it safely to first. Advances Hens to second. With that dive and trying to make the throw. Even if you make that throw quicker, that's a tough play to make.
Yeah, that's the thing about softball. You're playing in that infield. The bases are so short. The runners have good speed. And, you have Schaefer diving for that one. By the time she, gets to her feet and makes the throw, Boyd's safely aboard at first base. Runners on first and second. Only one out for Columbia.
Now hit number 3 for Columbia. 2 hits in this inning. Seymour, 0 for 1 on the day, 4-3 put out of her last at-bat.
And I think even on that last play, if the third baseman Schaefer sort of gives way to the shortstop Maddie Lee, she would have had to go so far in that 5-6 hole backhand it. I'm not certain she could have thrown Boyd out either. Just a great hit by Boyd.
Yeah, that was a situation where, I like the awareness by Schaefer, understanding where that ball was going. You're just going to have to go dive for it. If you let Maddie Lee get it, Boyd already has a 2 to 3 step advantage, making her way to first with all the momentum.
Yeah, usually on plays like that, you want your third baseman to get it, so they field it and their momentum is going towards first, so it's easier for them to make a high-quality throw. But, having to dive for it, then get back up, set your feet, and make a throw is tough to do.
That one goes past. That will advance a runner over. So as Seymour is out at first, Boyd makes her way to second. Hens makes her way to third.
And sort of a similar play right there. The ball could have been fielded by the pitcher Hogriff, but her momentum was carrying her away from first base. So she just yields to the shortstop Maddie Lee. She fields it cleanly, throws it over to first to retire Seymour.
First pitch called a ball. That is Reagan Kelly, who is up to bat. 0 for 1 on the day. She did pop it up to first.
Big at bat for Kelly here. Runners on second and third with 2 outs. 0 on the scoreboard for Columbia, and she could change that with just one swing of the bat.
If you're Bryan, you would love to get out of this inning, leaving 2 runners on base if possible. If you're Columbia, this is your opportunity, as that is a bit high on that pitch. Maggie Hens is going to make a go for it. She is going to be safe. Great eye and decided to take a go for it. That is the first run for Columbia College.
Yeah, the wild pitch from Hogriff. Looks like it was a changeup. She just held on to it a little too long. It was way over the head of the catcher, and it hits the backstop, rolls halfway between home and first. And the runner at third, Hens, originally wasn't going to go home. Finally gets a late start, still makes it safely. First run of the game for Columbia.
And now that's going to be popped up right in the infield. That will be the put out. Maddie Lee gets that last out of the innings. So Columbia does get 1 run, now down by 3. You go into the bottom of the 4th. If you're Columbia College, you want to contain Bryan's offense and have another chance to get back. Make it a quick inning.
Yeah, that's ideally that's the play. If Columbia comes out here, can sit Bryan down 1-2-3, then Koalas have a lot more momentum.
And we will find out after Bryan will be at the top of their lineup here with Southeast Sports Network in Kingsport, Tennessee. Bottom of the 4th, Savannah Beard will be leading off. Kinsley Gelling, 23 total pitches. She's pitched 1.5 innings, walked 1 batter. Savannah Beard's 2 for 2 on the day. Single to right field, single through the right side. She would love to go for that third.
Yeah, Savannah Beard, just a fantastic softball player. Lots and lots of speed, and she can cause havoc if you let her or she earns a trip on first base.
That pitch called for a strike. Great pitch on that inside. Now going for this next pitch. Skelling. This Beard pops that right in the center. That will be put out for the first inning. Great concentration in the center field by Hampson.
Yeah, that was a great pitch from Gelling, too, knowing that Beard likes to, slap hit, likes to just put it in play. That pitch was high in the zone, and it's hard to stay on top of that kind of pitch. And she got a little too much underneath it, pops it up, easy out for the center fielder.
Addison Bunty now also 2 for 2 on the day. She gets another go at bat. Had a bunt single, then singled up the middle, which brought home 2 runners. First pitch called a ball.
Yeah, 2 for 2 and 2 RBIs. That's a great game, but there's still a lot of softball left to be played.
And we saw a similar situation like this for Columbia where they were down with this kind of deficit, and it was game 2 of the day. And the energy just shifted after that 4th to 5th inning.
Yeah, Columbia, it seemed like they've hit the ball better this week, the second and third time through the lineups. And
Bunty gets that right past the infield. She will make her way to first. 3 for 3 on a day.
Have yourself a day, Addison Bunty. Smoked that one between first and second out into right field. The right fielder bobbled it. I thought Bunty may try to go ahead and take second. She holds up at first for now.
Callie Green now to bat 0 for 1 on the day. She flew out to left field. Little chip shot on that. That brings it into foul territory. 0-1 count. Now Gelling, next pitch. Bunty will make her way to second. Clean steal.
Yeah, that was just she had a great break on the ball, left as soon as Gelling released it, and picked a great pitch to run on, but man, she was safe by a mile.
And with how that pitch was, it was going to be really tough to try to time that pitch to go. But what a great hit from Callie Green. Bunty's going to make her way home, bring in another run. So Callie Green safe at second. Bunty home. Another run scored.
Yeah, just great base running by Addison Bunty. Had the single, stole second, and a nice hit by Green. Just a routine play to left field, and she legs it out for a double, knocking home Bunty from second. Great hitting, great base running by the Bryan College Lions.
Bryan College now 8 hits. And that is going to be popped right to third. Be out number 2 of the inning.
Yeah, hard hit ball on a rope right at the third baseman. Runner can advance, but that brings up the pitcher, Denver Hogriff. She's 2 for 2 on the day with an RBI. Once again, looking to help her own cause.
That first pitch called a ball, 1-0 count. So now with the runner on second, Gelling takes the pitch. That will be popped up right to short. So that will get Ashlyn Wolf with the last put out the inning. Bryan did add a run in this inning. They lead 5-1. We'll take a quick break here with Southeast Sports Network to see if Columbia College can get their offense rolling after this break. Madison Cheek will be leading off top of the fifth. Denver Holgrove will return to the circle. 47 total pitches, 4 innings of work. 1 earned run. Bryan leads 5-1.
Yeah, Holgrove back in the circle for Bryan, and like you said, Deshaun, just a great game out there for her so far.
Leading off, the right fielder, number 33.
She'll have to deal with 7, 8, 9 batters for Columbia: Madison Cheek, Lana Hampson, and Brooke Farrell.
So now we'll see a quick stoppage.
Getting the mouth guard for Holgrove.
And now we open the top of the fifth. Holgrove will look to take this first pitch. Cheek gets contact that will be popped right into the infield. First out of the inning. Great way for Maddie Lee to camp under that.
3 out of the 5 innings as they've began, Holgrove has had 1 pitch outs.
Yeah.
So that's keeping her pitch count down and making her defense have to work a whole lot less.
Got some contact on that. 0-1 count. Lana Hampson so far 0 for 1 of the day. Had a 1-3 put out last at bat.
Pretty change up
Wow.
from Holgrove.
And she knew it too.
Yeah, that's one of the ones when you're a pitcher. It's hard not to celebrate that. That is a well-executed changeup from Denver Holgrove.
Got to give yourself some credit sometimes. And she will sit down another batter.
It's a great job in the circle. You get a first batter, a 1-pitch fly out, and then 3 straight pitches to strike out Lana Hampson. 4 pitches in the inning for Denver Holgrove. She is rolling in the circle for Bryan.
2 quick outs. Brooke Farrell now up to bat. That pitch a bit low. Ball 1. Brooke Farrell 0 for 1 on the day. Flew out to left field at her last go. That pitch a bit on the inside. 2-0 count.
Yeah, missed with the first one a little low. That second one a little inside.
Is now Schaefer all the way to first. 3 up, 3 down. Columbia College unable to get the bats rolling this inning. We go to the bottom of the fifth, and we'll see if Bryan College can continue what they're doing here on Southeast Sports Network in Kingsport, Tennessee. As now we continue to action, this is game 2 of day 3 of the AAC Softball Championships. This is game 10 overall. Loser of this game will end their season. Winner of this game will play tomorrow at 1 o'clock. And they will play the loser of Tennessee Wesleyan or Brenau.
And if Bryan can hold on to win this and you know, you just not really trying to forecast a whole lot, but what a matchup it would be to see Bryan and Bernal play again. That was a dandy softball game yesterday, and Bryan comes out today and rolling a 4-1 lead, moving to the bottom of the 5th.
And sometimes when you see those matchups earlier in the conference tournament and somehow you get them again, that is the beauty of the tournaments, especially with how the format is that although you don't want to lose at all in a tournament, when your back is against the wall and you can get it go with the previous opponent, sometimes it does make it even better. Brooklyn Malone smoked that, but that is a great throw out at short from Ashlyn Wolf.
What a play. The ball was deflected off the glove of the third baseman. Wolf, Johnny on the spot, picks it up to retire Brooklyn Malone.
1 out on the board. Maddie Lee now up to the plate. She was walked at her last at-bat. Pitch a bit low, 1-0 count. Kinsley Gelling, now 2.5 innings pitched. Has walked one batter, 37 total pitches.
Ran inside on Lee.
So now 2-0 count, one on the board. Gelling takes this next pitch. Maddie Lee gets that right in the center field. Great concentration in the center from Hampson. 2 away.
Nice inning from Gelling. Not throwing a whole lot of pitches. Gets a couple of easy outs. Her defense playing well behind her.
Seems like we might have a pinch hitter. Actually, we won't. Wasn't sure what stoppage of play was, but with that, Baumgartner will have her next at-bat.
The DP, number 99.
Walked on her first at-bat. Popped up to short at the next. Now she'll take the pitch, a little bit outside. 1-0 count.
Baumgartner looking to get a 2-out rally going for Bryan in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Wow. Great contact on that. That does go into foul territory.
At a high rate of speed.
Oof. That's a well-timed hit.
Baumgartner, a tough out.
Now Gelling takes this pitch.
A pretty pitch from Gelling.
1-2 count, 2 outs away.
Pulled the chain on a changeup of her own. Had Baumgartner fooled way out in front of that one.
Now Gelling looking for that next pitch. Check swing by Baumgartner. Able to hold that 2-2 count.
Yeah, Baumgartner wanted that one. A lot of discipline to hold up. Was well out of the zone. Not a whole lot she could have done with it.
That inside pitch brings it to a full count.
Yeah, there was a screwball from Gelling running in on the hands of Baumgartner. Just inside.
And with that, Baumgartner is supposed to be making her way to first unless we miss something up here upstairs. But I think the umpires have understood that that was a full count, so she is supposed to be walked to first. Usually we see a situation where It's the other way around. Everybody was all kind of confused in the press box. Like, I'm pretty sure that was ball 4.
Yeah, just like we were going to do it again.
That had me stuck for a second. I thought I missed something.
The third baseman, number 44.
That brings up Savannah Schaefer.
Sometimes the beauty is, as a broadcaster, is just looking at the statistician like, hey, did you see what I saw, or do you have the same thing I have?
What's going on?
And Schaefer gets it right to third as a 5-3 put out. So with that, ends off the inning.
No runs, no
We will
hits,
go
no
into the
errors.
next
One
inning.
left
We'll
on
see if
base.
Columbia College can get that offense
Inning number
rolling.
6, Bryan
Try to
College,
rally as we
final.
go into inning number 6. We will take a quick break and talk about Columbia College a little bit more on the offensive side here with Southeast Sports Network. Top of the 6th, Ashton Wolf now will be leading off 0 for 2 on the day. Jeff, if you're Columbia College, the time is now.
Yeah, you got to get some base runners, and the big difference in this game, they've plated 27 batters. 27 different batters come to hit for the Lions. For Columbia, only 18. So the more hitters that come to the plate, the more chances there are to hit, the more chances there are to score some runs, and that's what Bryan has done and currently hold this 4-run lead here in the top of the 6th inning.
So if that last pitch was called a strike, now the 2-1 count. As now Wolf right up the middle, right past Hogriff. Leadoff single.
That's what you need if you're Columbia. Your leadoff hitter, Ashlyn Wolf, 0 for 2 today. Make that 1 for 3. Leadoff single for Wolf to get us started here in the top half of the 6th.
As now we have a pinch runner on first. Number 22, Haley Liebitz, freshman out of Marion, South Carolina.
Second baseman, number 13, Maggie Hins.
Hins at the plate, singled her last time up in the 4th inning.
Oh, tips off the glove. She's able to recover, get her out at first. Advances Liebitz to second.
Yeah, nice play by Hogriff in the circle. Knocked that one down, didn't field it cleanly. Had to chase it down, picks it up, tosses it to first to retire Hins for the first out.
Baseman number 12, Aaliyah Crawley.
So now, Aaliyah Crawley 1 for 2 on the day. She popped up to third that last at bat. Last pitch was called a ball.
Yeah, Crawley singled back in the first.
Liebitz gonna make her way to third. She is safe.
Nice delay steal right there. Waited till the catcher started to throw the ball back to Hogriff and just took off like a missile to third, slides in safely. Now another run for Columbia just 60 feet away.
Super sneaky as she was just keeping an eye on Hogriff the entire time as she was stealing.
Yeah, you'll see base runners do that. Pitchers sometimes have a tendency, when they catch the ball, they're thinking about the next pitch, and speedy base runner out there, you gotta be aware.
As now that is going to be popped
Whoa.
right to third.
Wow, what a heady play by the third baseman from Bryan to nearly get the double play. Schaefer caught the line drive, stepped on the bag, nearly doubled up. But
DP, number 19, Allie Boyd.
It's great awareness by Schaefer. I'll give her that. Now Boyd, one for two on the day. She singled right past third at her last at bat. Hogarth getting very focused and circled.
pretty change up once again from Hogarth. Yeah, she's doing everything she can to keep this runner third from scoring. With a 4-run lead in the top of the 6th.
She'll take this pitch. And she did go 0 for 2. 0-2 count. 2 outs on the board. Liebitz at third.
Another nice pitch from Hogarth. Followed the changeup up with that hard fastball. And then a changeup to get her swinging. What a pitch.
Denver, Hogarth. Second strikeout of the day. She is starting to be fired up in that circle. And so now Columbia College did not get a runner in, left a runner stranded. We will see if Bryan College can continue what they're doing, or can Columbia get one last go here on Southeast Sports Network. Bottom of the 6th action. Savannah Beard will be leading off 2 for 3 on the day.
Savannah Beard.
Singled to right field, singled through the right side, and flew out to center. Something about Savannah Beard today is that she's getting contact on most of those pitches.
Such a great eye, back control, a very, very well-rounded softball player. And
Kinsley Gelling, she has pitched 3.5. Walked 2 batters, 47 total pitches. And now, with the first out of the inning, 1-3 put out.
that's a big out for Gelling and Columbia to retire Beard. That first out in this inning, obviously Bryan wants to add a little insurance, but and they've got the right part of their lineup up to do it. But eliminating Beard is a huge step in the right direction.
Addison Bunty, 3 for 3 on the day, 2 RBIs. Looking to try to go for number 4. And number 4 it is. She will make her way to first. 4 for 4 on the day.
Yeah, that's just fantastic day from Bunty. Nice single out into right center field. Didn't try to do too much with it, and with her speed, you don't have to.
So for Addison Bunty, went 1 for 4 yesterday, now 4 for 4. Definitely just recalibrating, showing that she wanted to be a high contributor today. Callie Green following up with a base hit. Now moves Bunty to second. Now Callie Green with her second hit of the day.
Yeah, it was another nice hit as well. Just hammered in the 5-6 hole out in the left field. And looks like we may have a pitching change for Columbia.
And that will be number 11, Bailey Strickland, who is a senior out of Lower South Carolina. Look at some of her numbers on the season.
New pitcher for Columbia, number 11, Bailey Strickland.
Strickland comes into this one. She'll inherit 2 runners, one on first and one on second.
Bailey Strickland, she's made 5 appearances so far, started 1 game on the season, ERA of 2.25, struck out 5 batters.
You go back to Sean and you look at the offensive output from Bryan today. Have 5 runs on the scoreboard, left the bases loaded, left 3 runners stranded back in the 3rd inning, and well-timed hit there. If things would have been different, they would have put a few more up there. But just a great day in the batting box for the Lions of Bryan College.
And you look at what Bryan is doing. Bryan is doing what most teams have to do in a tournament. You have to really cause trouble for those pitchers, because the more you go deeper into that pitching staff, the more it causes trouble for you to even advance even further, because then those arms are going to get tired. And it's the same thing as when you go further into that national tournament and into the World Series.
Yeah, you've got a huge advantage. The deeper you can go, the more batters you can get to the plate, the more pitches you see. All that is in favor of the offense, and you're seeing that with Bryan here early this afternoon.
As that pitch was on the outside, called for a ball. Now, 3-0 count. You got Green on first, Bunty on second, 1 out. Presley 0 for 3 in the day, 1 RBI. Presley now makes her way to first as she was walked. Bases are loaded.
4-pitch walk puts Presley at first, Green on second, Bunty on third. Bases full of lines with only 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
And we will see a pinch runner for Bryan College. That will be number 2, Jade Richards, senior outfielder from Knoxville, Tennessee.
Pinch running at first base, number 2, Jade Richards. Now batting the pitcher, number 13, Denver Hogriff.
Denver Hogriff coming to the plate for Bryan. 2 singles on the day and an RBI. Popped out to shorter last time up.
First pitch called strike. Hogriff 2 for 3 on the day.
Certainly can help her own cause with a hit right here.
See that infield playing a bit up on this. And with that, you drive a run in.
Just a solid hit from Hogriff. Got one she liked, hit it right past the third baseman out to left field to give her another single and another RBI on the afternoon.
So while striking out 2 batters, she also has 3 hits on the day.
Yeah, that's just great two-way players, Hogriff. She can pitch, she can hit. Seen her play the field some. A huge asset for Bryan.
Pitch low in the dirt for a ball. Brooklyn Malone, 1 for 3 on the day. She had that double on the left field line earlier. And now, she's trying to throw out at home. She will be called out.
Runner out at home. Great play by the first baseman, Crawley. Could have stepped on the bag, but she was sacrificed to run. Throws it home to get the force out.
The shortstop, number 8.
The base is still loaded, but now 2 outs.
So 2 outs on the board. Maddie Lee up to bat, 0 for 2 on the day. Still got bases loaded. 6-1 is your score. Bryan is leading. We're at the bottom of the 6th. First pitch bit high. That was called for a ball. So now Strickland, she'll take this next pitch. That one outside, 2-0 count.
Curveball from Strickland had a lot of movement on it. Just couldn't find the zone.
And with that, she'll take this next pitch. That is going to be popped up into the infield. Put out by Maggie Hens. So with that, Bryan does add another run. Added 3 hits. Bryan College with 12 total hits on the day. We will see if Columbia College can make a late run rally going into the top of the 7th. We'll find out after this quick break here on Southeast Sports Network in Kingsport, Tennessee.
The Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks.
Top of the 7th action, Elena Seymour will be leading off this inning. She is 0 for 2 on the day. Denver Hogarth, 6 innings of work, 2 strikeouts, only giving up 1 run. And you talked about it, how Columbia has kept her pitch count down. She's only at 67 total pitches.
Yeah, she's just had a phenomenal day in the circle. And, their defense is playing very well behind her, too. Only 2 strikeouts in the game. So, all the rest of them have been put out by our teammates. And just a very efficient performance by Hogarth and Bryan on defense today.
That was popped up right to second as Carpenter got that put out. First out of the inning. Reagan Kelly now. She will get ready to take her next at-bat. Over 2 on the day.
Yeah, Kelly flew out to third, flew out to short. Fouled that one back our direction. But Hogarth, talking about her efficiency, she's been around the zone. Columbia's put it in play. They just can't seem to, get a hit. A lot of pop-up outs, a lot of ground ball outs, and other than the 4th inning, not really been much of a threat to score today. And credit Hogarth for that.
Hitting the foul territory. 1-2 count. So now she'll take this next pitch. That is hit right into left field. Second out of this inning. So now Madison Cheek, 0 for 2 in the day.
Number 33.
Looking to see if she can get on base. Get her first hit of the day, try to get that rally going. Because this will be Columbia's last opportunity.
Yeah, Bryan just 1 out away from advancing. 1 out away from ending the season for Columbia. And there is another sick changeup from Hogarth.
She is fired up in the circle. As now that is hitting foul territory. Hogarth ahead in the count, 0-2.
Definitely a nice bounce back win for Bryan as they were defeated by Brunel last night.
As that is going to be official. Bryan College will advance. Columbia College, their season has come to an end, going 20-31 overall on the season. Bryan now will advance to the game 14 tomorrow at 1 o'clock. They play the loser of Tennessee Wesleyan in Brunel. Now, keep up with AAC Sports. Do not look at the times for today. Those times today do not matter anymore. Just know in the next 30 minutes, we will be starting our next game, which will be Johnson, number 4 seed, who we have not seen him since day one, and Reinhardt coming off a run-rule victory yesterday against CIU. We'll see them in 30 minutes. Jeff, any closing thoughts on today's game?
Great game. Denver Holgrove really controlled the pace of the game. Saw her, just fantastic performance in the circle for Bryan, and then she was backed up by her teammates, Savannah Beard, Addison Bunty, Callie Green at the top of that lineup, Holgrove with a couple hits and a couple RBIs, helping her own cause. And the Bryan College Lions advance to play another day.
Within 30 minutes, Southeast Sports Network will be live again. If you are a part of Bryan's fan base or Columbia and you're leaving us today, we appreciate you all. If you have a lot more softball you want to watch, stay here. We got more coming for you. 2 more games left today. We'll see you later with AAC Softball Championships in Kingsport, Tennessee.
Hello, and thank you for joining us for today's broadcast. This broadcast is a product of Shrine Media, LLC. Unauthorized use, sale, or redistribution of this media in any form is strictly prohibited without the express written consent of Shrine Media. Radio and television mediums are encouraged to reach out. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the game.